101.9 Kiss FM, your number one for hip-hop and R&B. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you I had an amazing interview lined up for you guys today. I got an absolute legend on the phone right now. If you've watched pro wrestling in the last, 40-plus years, you know exactly who this man is. People, I got AEW's Tony Schiavone on the line right now. Tony, how you doing today, man?
Danny, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
All is well. I am out of breath right now.
Really?
But we
are
are
laps around the station. Is that what you're doing?
I did. I took a full lap around the station.
Okay.
But it's all worth it talking to you, man. Listen, I've got my guys here with me today, Jon Escudero from Dirt Sheet Radio and Malik Wilson from Blackout Sports. We know you guys are coming through Richmond, Virginia at the Siegel Center for Dynamite tomorrow, right?
That's right. Tomorrow night at the Siegel Center, it's Dynamite, which is live on TBS. We'll start at 7:30 with a couple other matches to get you warmed up, and then we'll do our 2-hour live show. Sometimes we go over 2 hours, sometimes 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's what we call the overrun sometimes. You just never know with wrestling matches
Absolutely.
How long they're going to go.
Absolutely.
So we'll be there. Yeah, we got a great crowd, too, Daddy. We got some great matches, and still tickets available at AEWTIX.com. So, hey, it's our debut in Richmond. I've been looking forward to this since I'm a Virginia native. Been looking forward to this for quite a while.
Oh, I did. See, I actually didn't know you were a Virginia native. But I know you have been up and down the road for decades, and I know the Carolinas and Virginia have been a huge part of your journey as far as pro wrestling goes. So when you think about this region, does it hold a special place for you in your career or in your memories of the business in general?
Oh yeah, it does. So I'm from Western Virginia. I'm from Augusta County. I was born in Stanton, and I grew up in a small town called Craigsville.
Okay.
And I used to go as a wrestling. I went to James Madison, graduated from there, and as a wrestling fan, I would go to Roanoke and the old Richmond Coliseum.
Okay.
Even went to an event at what was at one time. I'm sure it's not there. The Richmond Arena, which was next to the Diamond where the Richmond Braves played, and I even went to matches there. So I went all over. Went to the Lynchburg Armory as a fan and Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to get involved in wrestling was big for me. I mean, I was a big wrestling fan. So, and now coming back here to Richmond, I know the Coliseum's not here anymore, but being able to come back to Richmond, a place I saw many, many, many matches, is really a big deal. It really is.
It's like a full circle moment for you, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Now, you've been the voice for so many different eras of wrestling, and when AEW first launched and you joined the company back in 2019, did it feel like the start of something special right away for you, or was that something that grew over time?
No, it was special right away. We were in Washington, D.C. We were at the Wizards Arena. I don't know what it's called now, but we sold out that venue. I knew something. I got to work with JR again for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Got to work with Excalibur, who I still work with and is like one of the best announcers that I've ever worked with in my life. What a great announcer Excalibur is. I knew we had something great. And the first match, I'll never forget it, it was Cody Rhodes, who now has gone on, as most know, to be the world champion at the WWE and has become a big star. The first match we had was Cody against Sammy Guevara. And I went in the ring and held the microphone for Cody, and I just knew we were onto something big when I was standing in the ring with Cody at that time. So I knew it was something, and, we were re-signed by TBS and Time Warner Discovery, or I guess Warner Brothers Discovery, and it's just... It's been great. It's been, TBS and TNT are legendary,
right,
if you want to consider it that,
absolutely,
wrestling channels. So for us to be on those two are really big for us, and big for the industry too, I think.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Now, with talking about TBS and TNT being, big for wrestling, of course, a lot of us remember you back in the day in WCW and everything. And obviously, in the beginning of AEW, there are a lot of comparisons of WCW and AEW, really just because they're alternative to WWE. But from your perspective, someone who's been a part of the rise of both WCW and AEW, what feels similar about the two and what feels different about the two?
Well, what feels similar is that it's an alternative to the WWE. What feels different about the two, as far as I'm concerned, is that, and I brought this up on an interview earlier, is that at WCW, the wrestlers were my age. In AEW, they're the age of my kids. So that's the biggest difference. There's a different dynamic that I have now with these guys and girls, it is more now, guys, than I've ever experienced. As far as, I don't know, we got to promote a lot of stuff. We got to promote venues, T-shirts.
Right.
I got notes that I've never had before on each wrestler. It's just more involved of a TV show that I've ever been involved with in my life.
Right.
And so that's a different dynamic. The wrestling's different too. I think if you guys have been watching wrestling through the years, you know that wrestling's evolved.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of different styles of wrestling now. We just recently had Okada wrestle Takeshita.
Amazing
at
match.
Double or Nothing.
Amazing match.
Amazing match. Right. And then sometimes you'll see Darby Allin and the crazy stuff that he does, which is a different style. So there's so many different styles in wrestling now that we have. I didn't think when I came back that, wow, this new style, maybe I won't like it, but I do.
Right.
I really do. I'm really taken to it and really appreciate the things that the guys and the girls put themselves through. Sometimes I tell them, I said, listen, in 30 years, you won't be able to walk, but keep on bumping.
Oh, man.
But they do crazy stuff.
Right.
I'm facetious, of course, but they do put their bodies on the line, which is amazing to me.
I agree. And I think that's what makes me appreciate wrestling so much more is that, well, I took a belly-to-belly suplex for the first time from an independent guy here, Trayvon Ali, and I hurt for days. So to see these guys go night in, oh yeah, but to see these guys go in, night in, night out, and do this stuff, I found a new appreciation for it. They do put their bodies on the line for the sake of entertaining us.
I don't know if you've seen the spot where Darby goes way up to the top of a ladder.
Oh yeah,
and tumbles off on glass. Okay,
that was
I remember because.
Mm-hmm. No, you got it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you broke up. I don't know what that was. But so afterwards, I always check on Darby. Always check on him because of the crazy things he does.
Right.
And afterwards, and they're picking glass out of him, and I'm looking. I say, well, I guess next time we just have to take out a gun and shoot you because we've done everything else we can do. We can do to you. We've set you on fire. We've thrown you down steps.
Yeah.
You've thrown yourself off of a ladder on the glass. You've climbed Mount Everest. What else can be done? He's just an amazing guy, and he keeps bouncing back.
I agree. It blows my mind every single time he comes out there. I'm wondering what the hell is he going to do next that's going to have me in here biting my nails. But speaking of that spot, that was in Greensboro at Sting's last match. It was an amazing show.
Exactly. Good call.
And thank you to AEW for inviting me to that event. I was able to see it live. But now you watched Sting become one of the biggest stars in wrestling, and then you got to call the final chapter of his career in AEW. So what did that match and what did that night mean for you overall?
It's one of the highlights of my career. I can just tell you the highlights of my career very quickly. Number one was my first time on TBS, April 6, 1985. The second highlight of my career was my first show when I went to the WWE. I did Madison Square Garden Network.
Okay.
I did Hulk Hogan and the Big Boss Man in the Cage. And then the next highlight of my career is coming back to AEW and then doing Sting's last match. Sting, I remember when the match was over, Sting waved me, said, come on in the ring, and I wouldn't do it. I just stood on the outside and said, it's Sting, or whatever I said. I can't remember what I said at that time. I didn't want to go in the ring because that was his moment. It's not my moment, Sting. I appreciate it. It's your moment.
Right.
But it's going to go down as one of the biggest moments of my career. Being able to work with him,
right.
Being able to deliver that line, which, I don't know where it came from. I don't... Tony Khan kept saying, make sure you say it's Sting. And when he would come out, Taz and Excalibur would look at me and they'd go, I said, okay, it's Sting. And then I would say, well, I've earned my check for the day. I'll go home. But I don't know where I first said it, to be honest with you. I guess I said it in WCW, but
I do
anyway,
remember
being a
it from
part of his
WCW.
career, being a part of his career means a lot to me. Tell you what else means a lot to me, too. If you take a look at some YouTube videos and some of the great, crazy interviews that Ric Flair did, or some of the stuff that Dusty did, I'm there holding the microphone.
Yep.
That's top flight stuff, man. I'm honored. I'm honored. It means so much to me to be able to say that I stood there holding the microphone when Ric Flair made out with a mannequin, and I'm thinking, this guy's lost his mind. And now, 35 years later, I know Rick, and I know I'm right. He has lost his mind. But he did some crazy stuff back then, and I was I really am honored to be able to hold the microphone for some of those things.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, just like Sting, you have seen several wrestlers become stars in real time, like from Sting and Goldberg back in WCW to MJF and Darby Allin and Swerve and Tony Storm today in AEW. But my question is, what do you feel like separates someone who's talented and somebody who you feel is a true star? And is there anybody on the current roster in AEW that you feel like is on the brink of becoming one of those superstars?
I think what separates someone who's talented and someone who is a true star is someone who can talk on the microphone.
Absolutely.
I always thought that. I mean, you go back and take a look at through history. Who are the guys that gave good promos? Flair, Dusty, Roddy Piper, the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, MJF now, Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm, John Moxley. I mean, that's some good stuff. Darby Allin, the stuff he says is it's gritty, it's real.
Right.
Magnum TA, when he was wrestling, man, he would look right in the camera and he would bring you into him. I think that's what separates the great stars from the good stars. And I think that's something that I'm not so sure all wrestlers get that now.
Right.
That they have to be able to talk. They have to be able to engage the fans, drive the fans' emotion. Some of them are great with doing it in the ring, but if you add to be able to talk, that makes it special.
I agree with that. I agree with that fully. Malik, what you got, brother?
Tony, what's going on, man? Matthew Malik Wilson here from Blackout Sports and MLBBro.com. How you doing today? Pleasure to have you, man.
Good, Matthew. How you doing, bud?
I can't.
Thanks for being here.
Ain't no problem, man. Couldn't miss a call with the legend. Now, I got a couple questions for you. Now, I'm a underdog story type of guy. You being in the business, You being in the business for 40 years doing live play-by-play, I believe you guys are probably the most integral part to wrestling as a whole in storytelling. Now, I'm a New York Knicks fan. Sorry about what we did to the Hawks, by the way, but I'm a New York Knicks fan. They got this guy, Jalen Brunson. Everybody doubted him. He's taking the Knicks to the NBA Finals as a guy that's only 6'2", something that's only been done twice in NBA history. While you're doing your commentating, looking at AEW, who's the underdog in AEW that you saw their rise that maybe you didn't expect coming, but now that they're here, it's an amazing story when you look back at the process?
Well, first of all, before we get into that, I'm not a Hawks fan.
Okay. All right.
So,
And to clarify that.
Okay.
Thank God you drubbed the Hawks out of existence.
Who are you a fan of, if I may ask?
Okay. You ready for this? I'm a fan of the LA Lakers.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I got my Kobe Air Force Ones on right now.
Yeah. Respect.
As a matter of fact, I've got 9 pairs of Kobe's, and I've got 8 pairs of Lucas. So anyway, so I was a Lakers fan, and I knew they kept Luka out because I knew they couldn't beat Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. I knew they kept him out for that reason. So anyway, so much for that, and I hope the Knicks win. So there you go.
Me too.
Anyway, so anyway, back to an underdog. I think Darby Allin is a great underdog story because he's undersized, and then there's another guy who, when I first saw him, I knew he'd be a big star. And I've talked for a moment here about being able to do promos. Okay, to me, the guy that was kind of the underdog, he came in as a tag team wrestler. He didn't think much of him, but I knew he was a big star, is Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher he came in as Aussie Open with Mark Davis, just a tag team that had wrestled in Japan. He's from Australia, and now he's developed into this big single star under the Don Callis family. And I think he's the underdog that eventually can be the biggest star in AEW by far.
Right, I totally agree, man. The rise of Proto Star, the double or nothing when he came out, that pop he had was absolutely amazing. So salute to him. Now I got another question for you. We talked about, Danny asked you, stole my question, but he asked you about the differences of AEW and other companies. Now, I believe a wise man not only learns from his mistakes, but he learns from the mistakes of others as well. When you look at AEW and the way they formed this company and the rise of this company so far, where is it that AEW has gotten things right that WCW may have gotten wrong, in your opinion?
Well, I think the biggest thing, Matthew, was I go back to this. People have asked me, why did WCW fail? Okay, you can point to 100 things. I mean, I know people have said it was a finger poke of doom. It was Schiavone saying Mick Foley will put butts in seats. It was Vince Russo. It was it was Hulk Hogan being able to do his own creative, have his final say on creative. The reason WCW failed was TBS didn't want us. It was that simple. TBS went through many changes, and they just didn't want wrestling anymore. And Ted Turner left, and once Ted Turner left, I knew the countdown clock was on, buddy, for us. And now, instead of working for a television company that we were just another part of, like CNN and like Headline News and like at that time the Braves, this conglomeration, we were owned by that. We're owned by a wrestling company. And that makes all the difference in the world. Of course, the wrestling company's got to get a clearance, got to be put on TV. It has to have a television company or a streaming company that wants you. But that is the big difference between WCW and AEW. We're owned by a wrestling company, not by a TV company. And once all the mergers of Time Warner, and then once AOL got involved, and Jamie Kilmer got in there, we were done. We were absolutely done. And I know we weren't doing things correctly, but wrestling goes in cycles. You have up and you have down. You have up and you have down. I've been through all of them. And if you can stick with it, you're going to go on the way up. And they didn't want us. Hell, they gave away the library for a little bit of nothing. And how much money has the WWE made on the old WCW library or the old Jim Crockett library? My gosh, millions. So it shows you that not only they didn't want it back then, but the people in charge at that time didn't know what to do with it. So I hope that answered the question.
That was that was an amazing answer. You gave me everything I was looking for. Thank you, Tony. One more question. Now, like I said, you've been in the business for 40 years. As a young sportscaster, when I go to these events, when I cover the New York Knicks, I do my live shows, I have these butterflies every single time when I'm about to tell a story that maybe nobody else will understand unless I'm the guy telling it. Do you still get them butterflies every night before you guys load up and get ready to do your thing? Are they still there, Tony, after 40 years in this business?
Okay, I'll tell you this, and this is a true story. No, they're not there. And here's the true story. I've only had butterflies twice in my life. All right? Twice in my life. And it was the first time I did a show at Madison Square Garden. Me and Lord Alfred Hayes, 1989. I think I mentioned Hulk Hogan and the Big Boss Man on the main event. That day, I flew to Boston to do an event on the New England Sports Network. So that was a big day for me, but doing Madison Square Garden. The second time I got butterflies was, and it was just recently, going in the ring and honoring Ted Turner. Because I wrote that script, and, buddy, I studied my ass off. Right. And I'm thinking, this is a big deal. This is Ted Turner, and this is Turner Broadcasting Systems that I'm talking on, and I'm going to bring out Sting, and we're going to talk about Ted. Those were the only 2 times I had butterflies. I can promise you that even my first time on TBS, I never got nervous. I don't get them, and maybe that's part of the longevity. I don't know, but those are the only 2 times I can remember really getting nervous and getting butterflies. But other than that, hey, I'm just calling wrestling. I'm just putting over a bunch of knuckleheads in the ring. That's the way I look at it. That I know really well, and I love and have a profound respect for what they do. Right. So and I've always thought that I'm only as good as what's in the ring. But no butterflies. How about that?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So now, the next time, you will not have butterflies. Promise you.
Oh, trust me.
It's just another day at the office.
Oh, they're there, but I lock in, Tony. Trust me. Appreciate your time, man. Thank you for talking. Looking forward to talking some basketball with you one day.
You got it, buddy. Go Lakers. Go. I hope he gets his girlfriend straight, but I hope he's back and healthy next year.
All right, last Johnny Dirt Sheet. What you got, brother?
Jon Escudero, Dirt Sheet Radio. Just had a couple questions for you, Tony. AEW has sort of built itself on partnerships with outside wrestling promotions, kind of like harmony within the industry. You guys have got Forbidden Door coming up. You just announced Grand Slam Mexico. You're returning to Arena Mexico. I am obsessed with CMLL because of AEW. For a second, I just kind of want you to tell me about that incredible atmosphere at Arena Mexico.
Well, first of all, John, tell me about Dirt Sheet Radio. Am I talking to the Dirt Sheets here? I'm kidding.
No, we just we just kind of talk about comic stuff, pop culture, wrestling.
I got you. I'm just giving you a hard time. Hey, I didn't know what they expected. I didn't know what they expected at Arena Mexico last year, but it was one of the highlights of me going and doing a wrestling show by far. The fans were tremendous. I remember because a good friend of mine that works in the office, and I work with, QT Marshall. QT had a driver that he had met when he was in Mexico, and the driver picked us up, took us to the hotel and back. So we go outside after the show, and our driver's going around the block, and it's kind of hectic in Mexico City, to say the least. And so we're standing there on the curb, and of course we got security guys with us, and these fans come rushing out, and I'm thinking, holy and they were so nice, and they were so appreciative, and they were so informed about us and what we do, that it truly was, of last year, one of the greatest nights we had at all last year. And we had gone to Australia. We've been in Australia twice now. We go to London every year. We go to Scotland. But going to Arena Mexico is, for any wrestling fan, if you say you're a wrestling fan, if you're a real wrestling fan, you need to go there. Because I know that people go there because they're wrestling fans, but also people go there because it's kind of the tourist thing to do, right? You go to Mexico City, you want to see the home of Lucha Libre. So it's a great experience, and I'm really excited about us going back. I really am. And not only that, there's a statue of Jesus in the back, in the locker room. Can you beat that? Oh, no, you can't beat that.
That's wild. That's wild.
Isn't that wild? I took my picture. Yeah. And I took my picture with the 2 little guys. I can't remember their names right now. Excalibur would know them.
Oh,
but the 2 little mascots.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
good call. Right.
I'll be there this summer for the Grand Slam doing some press stuff with CMLO, so I can't wait to experience that for the first time. But for a second, if it's okay, I want to talk about superheroes.
Oh, you want to talk about superheroes? Damn straight. Go ahead.
Basically, I was doing a little research, and I saw that you were very unhappy when Tony Stark died in Endgame. You've got Robert Downey Jr. coming back for Doomsday now, but there's probably going to be a lot more deaths going on. So, are you excited at all?
Yeah, my excitement's waning. I think I've had enough of superhero movies. I think they jumped the shark with this alternate universe thing. Just battle people on Earth. So, I've always been a Batman guy. I'm a company guy, DC, and I've always been a Batman guy. My office is called the Bat Cave. I've just got all these Batman toys and figures, and I got glass cases for them, and all these different things up on the wall. It's called the Bat Cave, and I'm really into that. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next Batman movie there is, because he's not gone into an alternate universe, right? He just fights the guys here in our world, and so this multiverse thing has blown me away. But I just thought that Iron Man was so great, and Robert Downey Jr. was so great at Iron Man, that why did they kill him off? And then I thought, hell, it's the movies; they can bring him back. Right? They can do anything. They can write something crazy that was not really Iron Man. That was an alternate version of Iron Man from the multiverse, and it looked like him, but it really wasn't him. And now here he is. Yeah. So,
the last thing I wanted to ask you. That makes perfect sense. It's in line with what I've heard a lot of people say about these movies. So they're kind of hoping they can get them back now with this next one. I don't think so, but I'm a big collector as well. And like you mentioned, your Batman collection, I've seen it online. It's insane. But as a collector, I know we kind of love to show our favorite stuff off to people who we think could appreciate it. So I've got to know, if there's one, what's your favorite collection piece?
My favorite collection piece. Yes, I can tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to give a salute to Mike Dawkins, who is my agent and my lawyer. When he helped me sign my new deal with AEW, which was my second deal with AEW, he got me this piece of a Batman drawing that's been framed and matted with Bob Kane's original signature on it.
Oh, wow.
And that hangs in the Batcave. So that by far is my prized possession. And it's a picture of Kane, a picture of Batman, then a little Kane drawing down at the bottom with Bob Kane's signature on it. So that's the deal.
That's awesome.
That's unbelievable.
And I know Bob Kane. Yeah. I know that, I know that Bill Finger was a part of Batman too. I get it. I understand the history now of Batman, but that's a big deal. So that's my prized possession. Hey, I also collect Nike tennis shoes. I'm up to 65 pairs now.
Oh, wow.
And I also collect baseball cards. I've got I'm trying to finish up the year 1963 now. And I'm 5 cards away from that, but I've got thousands of baseball cards that I collect. So I'm a collector. I also collect a lot of nagging from my wife too, which I'd rather not collect, but I get a lot of that too.
Don't we all?
The unspoken part of being a collector, the nagging that comes from the wife. Well, thank you for your time, Tony.
You know what I do? This is no lie. Okay, so with my podcast and everything, I've got a mailbox, and that's where fans send me cards or whatever to sign. I'll gladly sign them and send them back. But I have this mailbox at the UPS store. That's where I have my tennis shoes sent. Okay, that's where I have all my sneakers sent. So I go up there and I get them. I put them. My wife goes to bed. I sneak them right in the house. That's how you do it, guys.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, Tony, man, I know you've got a busy day. We know you got to travel up to Virginia if you're not there already for Dynamite tomorrow. People, if you have not got your tickets to AEW Dynamite at the Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia yet, what are you waiting for? AEWTIX.com. Get those tickets. Enjoy an amazing night of pro wrestling. Tony, I cannot thank you enough for taking some time out with us today, man.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. It was great talking to all three of you. Go Knicks. Yay. Hope everybody's happy with that one. And ring me up anytime, okay? Great
Absolutely.
talking to you guys.
I appreciate you, Tony. Take care, man.
All right, see you.